It's TJ Mufasa Game Lit with another video of Odd Eyes Pendulum Magician. This the third one I'm making right here, so call it part 3. So here go the deck list for y'all right now. Finally, I got the deck list up. So I did revamp it along the way. This purely not the original deck list, in all honesty. At first, I only had one Arc Pendulum because it's something I want to show y'all too that I learned along the way, how to get any card that you want. And it take these things at the top. If you look to the top right corner and you see that it say like normal, CP normal 209, CP R 250, CP super rare 15, and then CP ultra rare 5. So with your cards over here, how to generate more cards, I'm gonna give y'all a quick example right here with just a normal card for CPN. Watch how it say CP N 209. Okay, you could choose to dismantle a card or you could choose to generate a card. So what that mean is I could choose to either delete a card for CPN normal currency, or I could generate a card of this same kind minus that currency. So I'm basically paying for the cards out of that CP. So that's how you make another card and stuff like that. So you can actually hit your search bar up, like say you want to get 3 Ash Blossom, or better yet, since I don't have no Nibiru, let's see what it do. And then here go Nibiru right here. I don't have no Nibiru, so how I would be getting Nibiru, I have to dismantle enough cards so I could get Nibiru. Right now I don't really want Nibiru, so I'm not gonna waste my CP on Nibiru. It take a lot to make CP. But let's type in Ash and I'm gonna show y'all what to do with Ash Blossom. So here go Ash right here. Ash, I made 3 Ash out of this CP for ultra rare. So you get 1 Ash, of course, out of those packs, out of the bundle things. So out of those packs, you could get your first Ash like that, and then you just pull randomly out of the 10 packs they give you. But yeah, so that's what I did find out along the way. That's how I got my Electromite down here, Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. I got Crystron, Halcor Fibrax. I got Brood Enforcer, which I already had. And Selene, I pulled that out of a pack. I pulled Borosaur. This is actually like my I had like 3 Borosaurs so far. So, and Decode Talker, of course, been there since the beginning. And I also got my Borolo Savage Dragon. So now I have Borolo Savage Dragon, and that's how I got my Savage Dragon. So as you can see, I got 1 Dragon Pit, I got 3 Arc Pendulum, I got 1 Noble Dragon, 1 Odd Eyes Mirage, I got 3 Ash Blossom, I got 3 Performer Pal Skull Crobat Jokers, I got 2 Harmonizing Magicians since it's limited, it's semi-limited to 2. I got a Purple Poison, and I just used my CP to get me a Performer Pal Celestial Magician. So this is a new addition to the deck right here. I actually took out one of my Revolution Dragons for it, because Revolution is one of my searches, but I feel like you only need 2 of them at times, because it can get ashed, and you know, certain cards is like it's better for gameplay as well. Like say for instance, like when they do got monsters on board with negate effects that's like aim towards monsters, it's best that I do have spells that actually search at times. So Skull Crobat Joker is my normal summon that help me search the pieces that I need. It could search any of my Odd Eyes monsters or my Pendulum Magicians out of the deck. So it can't search Astrograph, and that's okay, because Electromite do something with Astrograph that I really like. When I pop something with Electromite, I go ahead, if I already dump my Astrograph to the extra deck, Electromite gonna let me get Astrograph to hand, and since I destroyed something with the effect, Astrograph effect, to automatically let me special summon it out after the fact, and then I draw 1 card, of course. So that's what I could use that effect for. But I got 1 Stargazer as well. Stargazer good against Sky Strikers during the battle phase and stuff like that, since they can't really do the spell card activations into the end of the damage step. So Odd Eyes Persona Dragon is at 2, which is my negator and also my best scaled, so I could special summon out Pendulum summon my Harmonizing. and whatever else I need for it. So harmonizing is the main one I be needing to get out there. So I usually have in scale Persona, Oath Dragon, Stargazer, or at times Purple Poison. But I try to avoid putting Purple Poison up in that scale because I really be wanting it to be either Stargazer. I would say preferably Odd Eyes Persona. I want to know at all times because as you can see, I got my Odd Eyes Phantom at 2, and this is the one to actually do the burn effect for attack. If I got 2 Odd Eyes in scale, I'm always trying to have Arc Pendulum at 8 in the scale. So at all times, I really want Arc Pendulum in scale. That's pretty much the strategy to help this deck recur. So I got plenty searches for Arc Pendulum. I got Skull Crobat to search Arc Pendulum. I have 2 Revolutions, and I have 3 Spiral Flame Strikes, Duelist Alliance at 3, and then Sky Iris at 3. So plenty search for Arc Pendulum. So Oath Dragon is at 1. Oath Dragon is a good strategist in this deck. If I put Oath Dragon on board, then Oath Dragon, when I Pendulum summon it, it let me take a monster from my grave that's a Pendulum Magician or Odd Eyes, and I just add it back to my hand for insurance. So sometimes I could choose, if I happen to put a Dissolver in grave off a Pendulum Call or anything of that sort, then I could get it back to my hand as a hand trap to help my pendulums out. So then I could later summon the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. That's what the fusion for this is, so it could be properly summoned. And Oath Dragon also helped me get a Revolution back to hand at times. Any card that I dump from grave, if I'm using Time Star Magician, and I just use one of his pieces to send the grave Harmonize, and off the XE summon, I could get Harmonizing back to my hand that way. So it's Oath Dragon is pretty valuable in this deck. You know what I'm saying? So it also helped me get pieces like, say, for instance, later in the game, I already got Absolute Dragon that sends to Odd Eyes the grave off the level 7s and stuff, Dragon Pit as well. Then I could go ahead and recur one of those from grave. But Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon is at 1 now. I had it at 2 at first. Really, I had it at I had it at 2 at first, and I had Phantom at 3. So now I have Arc Pendulum at 3, and then Phantom at 2, and Pendulum at 1. So to be honest, I feel like I had more luck with Arc Pendulum being at 1 when I didn't know that I could use my CP to just get me 2 more. I was just waiting to like pull them out of the packs and stuff. But Pendulum Dragon was very valuable along the route of this journey. Pendulum Dragon is very slept on. It's a real good attacking on sport. So it do double the damage whenever it deal damage to a monster, and with the power-ups going on, like if I use Phantom Dragon and stuff like that, yeah, it could really put in some work against certain monsters on that note. So don't sleep on the Pendulum Dragon. It's good to have one of, but if I could take one of these Arc Pendulum out and put an extra Pendulum, that would be valuable as well, to be honest. Pendulum Dragon is not half bad. It's really a good sport of this deck. So then, of course, Astrograph the 1. Astrograph do the search as well off the special summon. So when Astrograph special summon itself out, I get to pick like another Odd Eyes that's if it's in the like grave, I believe it's in the graveyard or the extra deck, and then I get to add that same monster from the deck to my hand. So it's certain situations that I used and got me an extra persona and stuff like that. If I use my Sky Iris to pop the persona and then search me a card from the deck to hand, I would probably be searching my Phantasma Dragon right here, and then I would be special summoning another Odd Eyes out, preferably a 7 at times. If I need to just go ahead and special summon Dissolve out, then I do that as well, and that's going off of Arc Pendulum effect. So Arc Pendulum is the one that helped me every time I destroy another Odd Eyes in scale while this is in scale, or if it's on my board in my monster zones, then yeah, Arc Pendulum gonna go ahead and help me recur every time. So Arc Pendulum is the mascot of helping this deck recur itself. And let's see, so for Phantasma, if I am putting Phantasma out there, Phantasma is the one, if I have enough cards in my extra deck does face up, which is my Pendulum monsters, of course, then Odd Eyes Phantasma is a good OTK. Because say for, if I got a strong monster on their side of the field, Odd Eyes Phantasma against Blue Eyes, I can make a Blue Eyes attack go to 0 if I got 3 face-up Pendulum monsters, any of them in my extra deck, and Phantasma is 3000 attack as well. And then I could even power it up at times if, you know, I did that where I had Phantom Dragon in my scale, power up the Phantasma. That's actually how I got my trophy for the deal 4000 damage. It's actually in one of my other videos if you go look at it. So you can see how I did that with Phantasma. Dissolver, so Dissolver, once again, if Dissolver is on board, I could even fusion summon with cards that's in my Pendulum scales as well, not just you know, on the monster zones. I can't special summon from my hand unless it's in my Pendulum scale, so it got its like twists and turns to it. So Dissolver real good anyway, no matter what. It just need one for Dissolver. You only need one Dissolver. So it's a reason why you need certain pieces and amounts for players that's new at Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're not understanding the rotation behind why you have to have certain monsters at 3, some at 2, and then some at 1. It's certain cards that's like Garnet cards, or like you don't need more than just like I wouldn't say Garnet all the time, but you don't really need more than one of them at times. So certain cards you need only 2 of. You don't want to get your deck like twisted around. You want the deck to always recur around comboing, so you can always combo your pieces off and also draw the right hands. You don't want to draw too many hands that's inconsistent. So that's the thing for new players to understand. If I didn't mention in any of my other videos, I will be mentioning it now. The number count on the deck really matters. So say for instance, Pendulum Call at 3, Duelist Alliance at 3, Spiral Flame Strike at 3, and Sky Iris at 3. These have no problem being at 3, same as my monster for Performer Power Skull Crobat Joker, because all of them are the search cards. So your main search cards, you want those at 3. All your search cards. If it's a good search card, that's even if it's a once per turn like Pendulum Call and Duelist Alliance is a once per turn, then that's okay. You still want to try to draw into them. If you happen to draw 2 Pendulum Calls, that's okay. If you draw a Pendulum Call or Duelist Alliance, you could still use one of those Duelist Alliance, and then you could search a monster. Pendulum Call could just discard one of the Duelist Alliance, a way to save you that hassle, and then you still get that one monster and also 2 other Pendulum Magician cards to your hand. And also magician cards in the Pendulum zones can't be destroyed by card effects. So that's the good thing with Pendulum Call for that turn. Sky Iris is the one that helped Arc Pendulum pop off. Sky Iris in Field Zone, you could just put Sky Iris in the Field Zone, and Sky Iris would pretty much pop another Odd Eyes monster, which means destroy it. So it destroys, like say for instance, if I got Persona, Pendulum Dragon, or Phantom in a scale, even Phantasma, but sometimes I try to avoid that. But just the main ones I mainly want to pop in scale is Phantom, Pendulum Dragon, and Persona. So then I could grab another Odd Eyes to my hand, which is one of my extra pieces, and also have a monster in my extra deck, the Pendulum Summon. And then I also get another special summon out there. So you will see how that works doing some of my duels. I'm gonna show y'all how to really play with it. And then so Duelist Alliance at 3 allows me to pretty much get any monster that has Pendulum in its name, whether a spell, whether a trap, or whether a monster. So yeah, it just let me do that with Pendulum in its name. So I could search Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon, and let's see, I could also search my Pendulum Call. So those are the main ones I'm searching right there. So that's what Duelist Alliance is for, to search my main monsters. And then Spiral Flame Strike, of course, lets me search for any Odd Eyes monster that's a level 7 in my deck. That's what you mainly could use it for, but it's times where I do risk If I control the Odd Eyes card, I could target a card on the field and destroy it. So that's the good part of this deck, where you don't really need cards like Mystical Space Typhoon or any of that type of stuff, because Spiral Flame Strike will let you get past certain cards. Like, say for instance, they a Mystic Mind player, and I just want to put an Odd Eyes card in my scale, like Arc Pendulum per se, and then I just use Spiral Flame Strike. I could destroy that Mystic Mind, which Mystic Mind, I'm gonna let you know what that do right now. Mystic Mind, say they got one monster on their board, I can't really activate effects after that one monster. So Mystic Mind gonna lock me down, and also I can't attack either unless I have an equal amount of monsters or less than my opponent. And the effect, it basically it backfire on the opponent with their Mystic Mind if you happen to have less monsters than them. So Mystic Mind is a real good card in this meta. I haven't won against any Mystic Mind players yet, but that's just an example. Also, cards to destroy like Gozen's Match, going against decks like mine's, where you know the attributes is pretty much all over the place at times. It just depends. Another card is Anti-Spell Fragrance, going against Pendulum. Anti-Spell Fragrance could try to lock us down. Skill Drain could try to lock us down heavily, so Spiral Flame Strike come in handy against cards like that you could just pop out the way instantly. So that's a good card to have in there at 3 at all times. It's mandatory to have Spiral Flame Strike at 3. So it really helped with the search, and it helped with the matchups on cards that you really need to destroy and get out the way. Also, going against Eltlic players, if they have like that one face down, you already know, of course, you're gonna see a Hakghetto or a Conquiste or Scarlet Sanguine, and you could pretty much pop anything else out the way if you expecting a Solemn Judgment or a Solemn Strike or anything of that sort. So Spiral Flame Strike really help on that note. And going towards the extra deck, I'm pretty sure before I go to the extra deck, I'm pretty sure I already mentioned the Sky Iris. This is a field spell, so field spells activating the field spell card zone. So before I even go over, I'm gonna mention the thing about field spells. Field spells is pretty much our spell cards that stay on the board, does not continuous spells. So Sky Iris is the mascot of this deck when it comes to having a field spell. Every deck, most likely, a lot of them do have field spells that dedicate itself towards the archetype. This archetype is Odd Eyes and Pendulum Magician. So those two actually go with each other with the lore. So certain decks actually, you know, they compensate with each other. Like, say for instance, Odd Eyes, I don't have to have Pendulum Magician in this deck because Pendulum Magician is his own archetype, and so is Odd Eyes, but they share nature with each other. They share a story with each other along the lore, which is what Master Duel is actually teaching along the lines. So harmonizing actually goes with it as well. So harmonizing, Purple Poison, Performer Pal, Celestial Magician, Stargazer, and also Oath Dragon, and Dragon Pit at the top, who we got up here. Astrograph go along with it too, because Astrograph Sorcerer is connected to Stargazer Magician, because I forgot to mention Astrograph effect. I could put it in scale, pop it, and this could special summon me Stargazer Magician, or I could put it in my scale and just have an extra Astrograph in my extra deck to special summon. So they share the story as well, because Duelist Alliance, like I say, I could search Pendulum Call, I could search Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. So pendulums have a story along the route. Also, as you can see, Performer Pal Odd Eyes Dissolver, and also Performer Pal Celestial Magician. So Performer Pals is a thing where they have their own archetype, but they mix up with Odd Eyes and they mix up with Pendulum Magician. So Performer Pals, Odd Eye, and also Performer Pal Skull Crowbat Joker, as you can see how it searched the Pendulum Magicians and stuff like that. So that's good note right there. So Performer Pal Skull Crowbat Joker, I could use it to search any of my Pendulum Magicians or Odd Eyes or Performer Pal monsters. So that's why I can search Performer Pal Odd Eyes Dissolver, because it's both a Performer Pal and Odd Eyes monster. Performer Pal Celestial Magician is both a Performer Pal and Magician monster. I don't have any pure Performer Pal cards in this deck, but yeah, it could search Performer Pal cards as well, like Performer Pal Second Donkey. That's a card I would use in this deck if I was using any Performer Pal cards. I would use Second Donkey and yeah, that's pretty much Second Donkey. And then Noble Dragon right here. Don't forget it could search Noble Dragon as well with my Skull Crobat Joker. I forgot to. I'll keep leaving Noble Dragon out. Noble Dragon is our Synchro Turbo. So I'm gonna get towards Noble Dragon as well as Odd Eyes Mirage in a minute. So Odd Eyes Mirage is pretty much my normal summon Odd Eyes monster. I mean, it come in handy at times. It got a good effect for defense. Odd Eyes is just gonna pretty much back itself up with Mirage Dragon at times. It's a little monster, but it can be big in certain situations. So don't underestimate the Mirage Dragon. So let's go to our extra deck right here. I got Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. So I'm gonna put that at 2. At first I had it at 3, but I had to compensate for my Link monsters, and sometimes it's not necessary at 3. But it can be needed for 3 at times. I will admit that. So it is good to have it at 2 at least. You don't want to have it anything less than 2 when you playing this deck. So you can have it at 3 if I wanted to get rid of my Halker Fibrax, which I can. Then I could put it back to 3. Or I would be putting Meteor Burst to 2. But this is our main negate monster of the deck right here. Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, excuse me, is basically one of the mascots of the extra deck alongside Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. So let's do the numbers. I got 2 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragons. I got 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. I got 1 Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. I got 1 Borolo Savage Dragon. I got 1 Time Star Magician. I got 3 Absolute once again, and then I have Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, which is our main Link monster, as the mascot. Electromite is the main Link monster for all Pendulum decks. So every Pendulum deck will be using Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. This is the mascot, so she go pretty hard, yeah. And then for another Link too, we had Crystron Halker Fibrax. This is another good monster for me personally. If I mentioned in the other video, I'm a water attribute type person. I'm a Cancer, so me and Fibrax most def hit it off. And I know how to really combo off with Halker Fibrax on certain type of deck builds I done made along the lines with heroes personally. So Fibrax to me is a real good combo monster. Also with Odd Eyes, like, because right now I'm not really playing too much Odd Eyes Turbo because Chronograph in this meta is limited to 1. So I'm not really trying to play Chronograph Turbo. I mean, like, you know, like the Odd Eyes Turbo and stuff like that. And plus we got Skull Crobat to 3 now, and we got Revolution Dragon. So I haven't been doing much Turbo, like with Chaos Ruler, and it's a whole lot of stuff that I know how to do. Guard Dragons Band and stuff like that, like Elby and Agripane. So you wouldn't really be seeing me with all these absolutes and stuff, but I learned to play the deck with just like helping Odd Eyes help itself. So then Brute Enforcer is a classic. Just need a generic Link 2 monster. They got a nice good effect. Discard 1 card, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, and you can destroy 1 card with the same original type. I mean, no, they can discard 1 card with original type to negate my effect, but I could destroy that face-up card if I choose to target. Excuse me. And then our generic Link 3 Decode Talker, best generic Link 3 ever made, best one in the game. I'm sticking to it. Decode to me is top-notch, top-tier monster. I don't know how anybody else use Decode, but to me, Decode go real hard with how I play. So don't underestimate the Decode just because it's a cheap card, so to speak. People think it's cheap. If you buy the Ultimate Rare, then it's not really cheap. So it's a real good card though, so don't sleep on the Decode Talker. And I explained with Decode Talker in my other video, if you go check it out, how it really work. So going over towards Celine as well. Celine is one of our mascots of the Pendulum, because if I do good enough on a special summon turbo at the beginning, I could use Celine to go ahead and help me Pendulum summon 3 monsters out the next turn. And also I could get a spell caster from my graveyard once I release those spell counters. So it also work with my Endymion deck that I will showcase on the next video, and then I'll show you how Celine can work out real good with Endymion. So and this deck is just a turbo, and I did have number 11 Big Eye in here, which helped with Celine if I want to just go towards, because I do got access code talk, I'm just not using it. So yeah, I know it'd be crazy, because I could put Artemis in this deck, and I could put access code talker to make sure it automatically have a piece to always go in. But I'm just keeping it simple for now. I just like having my Boral sword. You know, it's too many pieces. I could just take out Fibrax and put Artemis in there, and then I could put access code talker to actually help me OTK even better. But I do okay with just Boral sword. But yeah, so without further ado, before, let me mention the media burst as well. So before I go, I'm gonna mention media burst, Clearwing, Time Star, and Borlo Savage. So media burst is gonna go to board. It always helped me get a card when it's special summon out, whether from Noble Dragon, which is Noble Dragon. Basically, Noble Dragon is in lore with media burst, because that's mainly what is going for the summon out. So Noble Dragon and media burst share a story together. As you can see, the synchro with the red on her outfit, and the white and red on her outfit, and then the white card, of course, is the synchro card, and then media burst come out. So no, the fire is a noble thing in energy, in nature. So fire energies are noble people. So that's where the media burst come from, and then they erupt as a powerful dragon. So once media burst come out, it's special summoning a monster from the scale. So whichever one I got in scale, I usually use it. If I got my Oath Dragon in scale at times, I could bring Oath Dragon to the board, and then I could have Oath Dragon bring me a card back to my hand, which would be Revolution or Dissolver in the grave. Whatever I got, it don't really matter. Whatever in my grave that I have, then that's good. So also I could bring Persona from the scale to have an extra negate on my board if I already got a Vortex out and all that type of stuff. Media Burst help with that as well. And then I just use Media Burst and whatever to go into XC, summon the Absolute Dragon. During the battle phase, I use Absolute Dragon. If I got another weaker monster, I just use Absolute Dragon to negate that monster's attack. And then I could discard one of my pieces, which would be Media Burst. So Media Burst can't attack the turn that he uses effect, but it can, because once my Absolute Dragon special summon it back to board off its effect, when I send it to the grave as one of its Exceeds pieces, I special summon it right back. So I have me a Media Burst and whatever card I just used to bring from the scale to the board. And also Media Burst effect is that monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects during the battle phase. So all throughout the battle phase, they monsters cannot activate no effects thus in their possession. So yeah, Media Burst is real powerful for the battle phase. So yeah, and then going towards Clearwing, harmonizing, and whatever level 4 I got, which would be Purple Poison, Celestial Magician, they could help make me a Clearwing. So Clearwing is basically a monster with a Reigeki on it, and also it's like it do the same effect as El Shaddai Construct. Like when you attack a monster, you could choose to destroy them and deal damage to your opponent, however much their attack is. So Clearwing is real good for the battle phase as well, but once it's special summoned out, it destroys every face-up monster on their side of the field. So as well as I could bring my Clearwing out, I could use Noble Dragon, and I could use Dissolver. If I got Dissolver on board, Noble Dragon special summon itself out by making the stars -3 on any odd eyes monster. So I could make it -3 on Dissolve, or I could make it -3 on Arc Pendulum. If it -3 on Arc Pendulum, I'm special summoning Meteor Burst. I don't have to, but I could choose to. However it works, there's many ways to work this deck around knowing how to use your cards. So, and then Borolo Savage, of course, that's our extra level 8 synchro monster. So if I'm not bringing Clearwing out, Borolo Savage is another negator. Borolo Savage negates pretty much everything if you get it out fast enough. Kaijus, every time so far I brought Borolo Savage out, they kaiju me a lava golem me and all this extra crazy stuff. I don't know why, but I have yet to properly use my Borolo Savage without feeling like kind of salty. So yeah, and then going towards Time Star Magician. And to mention with Warlord as well, you have to have a to make it have its negate counters. You have to have already sent the link mons to the grave, like Electromite, Brute Enforcer, or Halka Fibrax. So basically just comboing and linking your way up towards more pieces, which would probably be like Decode, Talker, Selene, or Borosword, whichever one that went to grave already, and you got enough to just synchro summon Borolo Savage. And these go to the spell card. The spell trap card is on as an equip card is what Borolo Savage do. So you equip that card, one of these link monsters that's engraved, and however many links that it have on it is how many counters your Borolo Savage I have. Since this is a link 2, Borolo Savage I have 2 negate counters, so it can negate things twice. Since Decode is a link 3, it will have 3 of them, same as Selene, and it could do 3 negates. Borosword, it would have 4 negates if Borolo Savage was to just so happen use Borosword as a piece later down the line. So then last but not least, Time Star Magician is pretty much our Xyz monster that's gonna let me search any, it's gonna basically let me search any Pendulum monster from my deck and add it to my hand. So sometimes in the game, if I didn't already do a normal summon, I always search for my Skull Crobat Joker as an extra normal summon piece. Skull Crobat, I later use that to either search me Dissolver so I could have me a hand trap, or I search Astrograph if I already know I got a piece to go ahead and pop on board to special summon something else out. So Astrograph coming real handy, and it's great to even see that I get to finally play with it in this meta. In TCG, we just got Astrograph back to 1, so yeah, I get to finally use Astrograph, and I'm really liking it because I didn't play the classic format with Astrograph at 3 and all that type of stuff. Once I started playing back with Yu-Gi-Oh again, Astrograph was banned. So Astrograph, I'm just now getting to finally use Astrograph because I don't play OCG either. And to me, this is the closest to playing OCG on Master Duel. To me, the format kind of remind me of OCG format. I've been paying attention to the format, but yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with Time Star Magician. And also, when they try to destroy any Pendulum cards on your board, you could send a Dark Spellcaster from the deck to the graveyard, so then you could save all your Pendulum monsters from being destroyed and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what that's about. And yeah, so I'm gonna just wrap that up, and then we're gonna do some gameplay after all that. So I'll meet y'all there, and we're gonna see what it's looking like on the battles, or the duels. This is not Pokemon, but the duels. And then yeah, so let's go check it out. And this be TJ Mufasa once again. Yo, so here we are with the first duel that I done picked out for us. This duel is back when I was still in gold tier, so I saved this because I just wanted to show this duel off. But this not one of my platinum rank duels, but it still was a pretty good first startup. Because pretty much, and that thing could pop up for the wireless. Anyways, but look at this board. He playing Xyz Utopia. So There's like a ZW Utopia, Utopic type thing he got going on. But he built up like this board where I gotta basically get around some negates and all this extra stuff he got going on. So I didn't know like Utopia could do this type of stuff. But it's like I had to learn it. Like say for instance, one Ash could really cripple a Pendulum deck if you're not careful. So Ash Blossom, for as far as the hand trap, that's in my deck that I do have at 3 that y'all seen on the deck list. If you reroute back, Ash Blossom lets you negate any card that's pretty much trying to search a card from the deck to the hand. Special summon a card from the graveyard or send a card to the graveyard, that type of stuff. Ash Blossom just a monster that negates search. Is it send a card to the graveyard? I would have to relook that over, but Ash pretty much negates search cards. So let's see what we do, because I got to get past 2 negates that he have. He had a Ultimate Leo, Utopia. Okay, so once per turn while this card is equipped with a ZW monster card, you can target one effective monster your opponent controls, negate its attack, and if you do half this attack. So that's one negate. Also, let's see which other one he had that's like pretty much once per turn while this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate a monster effect activated on your opponent's field. So that's his second negate with that Pegasus. So with Pegasus, this if anything, if Leo was to be destroyed, his ultimate Leo, he could use his hold up, there go Absolute Dragon. So Absolute Dragon, I was able to still bring that out. And pretty much, as you can see, with his 2 negates, I'm still capable of getting past his board and stuff like that. So it was real handy that I was able to do that. And as you can see, I sent his card right back to the deck with Vortex Dragon. I also got a negate as well on my side. So all that, he still had 2 negates. I was still able to get past him. He had no choice but to basically like quit the match because, you know, it was pretty much over. He ain't expect me to be able to do all that. So as you can see, it was like a certain type of challenge to get around those 2 negates, but I did it easily. So negate or no negate, Pendulum can still be real good if you know how to play it good. So on to the next one. We have this ranked duel. Let's see who we go against. Every duel right now is a mystery. I probably watched over them, but I like to try to not get moved too much. So it's a surprise to me just as it is for y'all. So let's see who we going against. And I usually go second all the time too, so I'm gonna go second type deck. So that's how I play my odd eyes. I like going second. I don't always like going first. Going first, if you get Ash when you got 4 cards, it's terrible. I'd rather get Ash going second or have problems going second with my hand. And also, Odd Eyes is real good at OTK. Potential Magicians, you might go first, but Odd Eyes, I feel like you go second. You can go first, it's no casualty if you really set up a nice board, but yeah, I like my Odd Eyes going second. This dude right here playing Cyburst, so I feel like he finna summon a Masquerena out. I do remember this. So with Masquerena, I feel like I'm not sure I would consider him misplaying because I feel like he set up like a board that's like real easy to get by. He got 2 face downs though, so I feel like because usually when you see these players doing all this stuff, they put up a real formidable board playing Cyburst. Cyburst up in Master Duel is tier 1. Cyburst do not play in Master Duel, so don't underestimate Cyburst when you play Master Duel. They is tier 1 in Master Duel, and that is a fact. Going second, they can really OTK, so I believe he chose to go first. If I honestly wasn't just looking. So let's see. I'm Pendulum summoning out with Stargazer and Arc Pendulum. So 8 on the scale and then 1 on the scale. Just to mention, when you Pendulum summoning out, you going by your scales as well. Look at that compulsory evacuation device just activated, so it's gonna target a monster on the field and return that target to the hand. He aiming for something, but Yeah, like I was saying with the scales, if it's any level between 8 and 1, I could special summon that out. So that's something to note about pendulum summoning that I should have mentioned from the beginning if people didn't get how I did it. But if you were paying attention, then that's cool as well. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to sometimes learn without people always saying it, and you just pay attention to like really watching the gameplay. But he just summoned out Underworld Goddess of what? Goddess of the closed world. I remember seeing this card was worth, like, I was finna purchase it to put in my deck back then. I was looking at this card. It looked pretty dope. It's powerful. It's real powerful. I misplayed like crazy if y'all didn't just see. Or did it come up yet? Did it come up yet? Okay, so he just attacked over me. Arc Pendulum, special summoned me out that Dissolver. Let's see what happens. Because it was one of them plays. I'm gonna see if I already done just passed it. But Pendulum summon once again. And then I'm gonna put that out there. Let's see what's going on. So we get that Revolution back to hand off like I was telling y'all with Oak Dragon when it gets special summon. And I get to go ahead and get a card from my graveyard. And I already did do that part. So Persona finna negate that Underworld Goddess of the closed world. Right? Underworld Goddess of the closed world. Interesting. So then we're gonna special summon that Vortex. It's gonna send that back to that closed world. I couldn't really do too much against that unless I go ahead and use Persona to negate it. And then that go to burn effect with Phantom. Since I got that Arc Pendulum and Scale, it hit them for an extra 12,000 after I'm done attacking with all my monsters and stuff like that. So it was pretty formidable going against them. And let's go to our next match. So let's see, who do we have next? And so for my next lineup though, anyway, I'm gonna show y'all Endymion going for the next video. I already got some matches for it, but I gotta win some more matches so I can put those up with it. But I just wanted me an extra you know, showcase for the Odd Eyes right now. So Odd Eyes is on this 3rd video so far, and I'm really trying to get the Odd Eyes out there a little bit more. So Odd Eyes to me it's like slept on. It can make it up there to platinum just as much as pure Pendulum Magician can, or pure Endymion. So Odd Eyes, I use my Odd Eyes Pendulum Magician to get all the way to platinum rank, and I feel like I could have did it without Pendulum Magician, but in all honesty, I feel like it's better when it's Odd Eyes Pendulum Magician, and I still got that sway to go along with the deck. But Skull Crobat Joker gets summoned out. Like I say, search that Dissolver. As you can see, I searched the Skull Crobat Joker off that Time Star. So Time Star right there, that's what that's pretty much for. Then they go to Media Burst. Like I say, special summon that Dragon Pit from the Scale level 7. And then they gonna both go into Absolute Dragon. So Absolute Dragon right there, and that's the one where it negate attacks as well. Look how you use that Lightning Storm to pretty much try to destroy my board. Time Star protects my board by sending a spellcast to the grave, and not to mention I'm going against Heroes, one of my favorite decks. So yeah, he used that Lightning Storm and he broke the Time Star and the Absolute. But Absolute gonna let me special summon that Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon back to board. So I'm pretty good on that still. But this was a pretty formidable match going against Heroes. They put up a challenge. He gave up at the end because I guess he figured that he didn't have no more steam. But not to already get a match up, but I'm pretty sure y'all gonna see what he getting at. But there go Vion, there go Increase. To me, that Increase is low-key underestimated, like, cause he kept using that Increase to get in that scale. Like, I think I'm sleeping on having Ferris and Increase in my heroes, because I don't really play Ferris and Increase. I play like a rogue hero that don't use Ferris and Increase because I like to go into Esau, and I do like a Esau turbo. So he playing pure heroes. I play rogue heroes, but my heroes is still just as good. I like Fire Flint Lady. I still use the evil hero engine and everything. I just don't use Ferris and Increase. But I feel like because I also use the Dragoon package in my heroes, so he got Dread Decimator and Blast out there. So Dread Decimator is easy to get over, of course. It's easy to get over Blast as well. So yeah, that Blast gonna send my Sky Iris back, I believe. So it's nice to see heroes up in this, cause I don't use mass heroes, so it's nice to see heroes in different forms and stuff like that. I play the Omni Hero universe, so I work with Omni heroes mostly. His heroes got like mass heroes and I don't use Dread Decimator either. I use like all type of Link monsters, like I use Verde Anaconda. I actually play with Chaos, the Soldier of Chaos, the Black Luster Soldier of Chaos. I use that card as my boss monster for my links. And then I use Dragoon as like the boss monsters for my fusions. Of course, Sunrise is the mascot. What else? I feel like the Shining is also one of the mascot facilitators. Look at that Liquid Soldier. And that's also one of my favorites right there, Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. So I know I'm like Bravo over his deck right now, cause like it's real. It's like it come like real and clutch with playing with heroes on certain type of circumstance where they could actually with certain type of unit. Cause I look at heroes like with even with Marvel Universe and DC Universe, like had No Way Home showed us it's different multiverses and stuff like that. In the comics as well, like even with Wonder Woman and DC and all these different DC chapters with Batman and stuff like that, it shows that it's different multiverses within the hero world. So my heroes is Omni heroes, of course. I like my universe, how I play my heroes. So I play like Hero Turbo with like, of course, Warriors and stuff like that. I was playing with Envoy at the beginning, but I took Envoy at the beginning out and upgraded my Link monster, the Soldier of Chaos. So there go that Dread Decimator right there. He powered it up again, summoning that out. He keep recurring and stuff like that. He gonna get that Dread Decimator out. He'll give me a problem. Like as you can see in my extra deck, I had no face-up extra deck. Look, he just ashed me. Like he just ashed me. I can't even Sky Iris. So battle phase, what I had to do was pretty much get that Phantom up in the scale, special summon that Vortex out since it was properly summoned. And then I'm gonna go ahead send that back. Vortex on attack. I get the Pendulum summon now during the main phase too. Go ahead. And this is why I thought I misplayed when I sent that Phantom out, because I'm like, dang, why would I do that? And I know very well that I have no extra deck face-up card, so my Vortex could have that negate. Now he just free roaming through his deck, doing anything he pleased, because I decided that I wanted to do what? Put that Phantom on board. So he could have easily cleared me on something. I'm pretty sure he chose to destroy my Sky Iris. He a fool, actually. Yeah, like he like a real big fool for that one. And then look, I'm gonna use that to special summon the Meteor Burst out this way quick, because he see like once I get that Meteor Burst, he can't activate no monster effects during the battle phase once that come to board. So it's pretty much over. He already knew that. And then I got a negate sitting there as well. I special summon that Oath Dragon. Oath Dragon was finna get me another Odd Eyes card for my graveyard, and I was finna put that right on the scale. And then I would have most def had me something coming for him, because of course during the draw, I'm gonna have the draw, and yeah, heroes beat them. Nice match against heroes. And then going for the fourth battle, let's see who we going against. But that was my conclusion towards heroes. He pretty much had no chance. And yeah, but with the heroes and stuff like that, like I was saying about the multiverses and stuff like that, one of my favorite cards in that multiverse. And oh look, there go that Odd Eyes Fusion. I just decided to put that back in at the last minute, but this was like a last minute thing because I was this like doing my platinum rank duel. I just wanted to see was it still gonna do me justice like it did when I was like in the lower ranks, like silver and gold and stuff like that. So I took Odd Eyes Fusion out, so don't mind that Odd Eyes Fusion. But you can use it if you feel like it's a comfortable card. That's like for preference for people that like to try their own variations and stuff like that. You can use it if you want. I mean, I have no problem using it as you finna see what it does. But if you check my other video, I pretty much already showed you how Odd Eyes Fusion can help you with the comebacks. If they have like two monsters on their board and you have nothing but Odd Eyes Fusion, then yeah, you pretty much could get it in. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly don't know what he have face down. So, but we finna find out though. Then there go that Revolution. So go ahead, search the Revolution, get a Mirage, Odd Eyes Fusion, use those two, go in the Vortex right there. The Vortex, you already know that's my only fusion monster right now. There's other fusion monsters you can use. Like, you know what I'm sleeping on that I just thought about that I'm finna add in, and that's Performer Pal Gatling Ghoul. I forgot about the Gatling Ghoul. Gatling Ghoul is top-notch burn for Odd Eyes. And me just even thinking about that, I'm adding Gatling Ghoul. So you're going to see Gatling Ghoul later down the line. I should have most definitely already had Gatling Ghoul. And Gatling Ghoul as well will be helping me with my challenge that I'm supposed to complete. Because on PlayStation, we get trophies and stuff like that. I'm not sure how Master Duel is on PC. But Gatling Ghoul, it send a monster to the grave, like monsters that's untargetable. Gatling Ghoul will actually help me with that as well. So Gatling Ghoul, send that to grave, and you burn them for life points and stuff. And also, when Gatling Ghoul summoned out, you burn them for life points. It's like 500, I believe, for each card on the board and stuff like that. So Gatling Ghoul, a tank on the burn, Joe. So Gatling Ghoul, I gotta put Gatling Ghoul in. So that's why Performer Pals do mix with Odd Eyes as well, because the Dissolver is how you summon out the Gatling Ghoul. So Performer Pal, Odd Eyes, Dissolver with whatever, I believe it's a dark monster, it's gonna summon out the Gatling Ghoul. But as you can see, we got over this opponent easily and stuff like that. And then for the next play, this the last one right here. 2-turn video. It shouldn't be too much effort, I believe. I believe this like a Drytron match. So I believe this like a Drytron where he was too full of himself. Because he go first, and usually a Drytron player put up so many. Like, look, he summoned the the Herald, and he got his Medianus, so he ended his turn with a hand of 5. I guess he was waiting on me to do something. I'm not too sure if he had Nibiru or not, but as you can see, he got Max C. So he just waiting on him to pull a slick hand out, you know, just a slick hand out. But so Spiral Flame Strike gonna let me search for that Phantom. We're gonna put Arc Pendulum in scale. I'm gonna put that Sky Iris in scale. Put that Phantom in scale. Sky Iris is gonna pop the Phantom. We gonna get our Persona the hand out the deck from the search for Sky Iris, and the effect the Arc Pendulum gonna chain and let me special summon Dissolve out. Normal summon the Mirage, and I could have went for Electromite, but I didn't really need to. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead use those two to ensure us this victory, because I don't want to special summon too much now, because I'm banking on him having that Nibiru is what I was thinking about. So I didn't want to put too many monsters on that board anyway, and this is what I was doing with this. So he tried to do anything, I would have already had my Vortex to negate a Nibiru if he did try to summon that Nibiru. I was finna negate that. And yeah, so that's gonna burn for more damage on that 24. Then you get the Oak Dragon and finish him off with the Vortex. So even with Maxi, he go ahead and do that. But yeah, that concludes that last duel right there. So like I say, when they do stuff like that and it look like they end on a weak board and stuff, don't get confused. Just anticipating the Biru, the primal being. That card I searched up in the beginning of the video. If you go back and read what it say, it's for going against decks like Pendulum, Drytron, Tri Brigade, any of these decks that's like really special summoning a lot of monsters out. I believe like also Phantom Knights, Burning Abyss and all these combo decks basically. It's for going against combo decks. So yeah, that's what the Nibiru for. So you just want to watch out for that, and that pretty much, going towards the next video, I'm gonna showcase Endymion, pure, like pure Endymion. Of course it's gonna be mixed with mythical beasts, but I still call it pure because they still spell counter basis, and they go in the lore together. Endymion and mythical beasts are a part of the same lore, because if you look at mythical institution, it goes inside the magical citadel of Endymion. So it's like a whole city based off, spell counters and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then I'll meet y'all over at the next video with some showcasing and a deck list of Endymion. I showed y'all the Thunder Dragon Endymion. Go check that out for me. And then make sure you like, subscribe, and also comment, and feel free to share this video for me. And then I get with y'all the next video, and just keep it all going down the line, and then I'm gonna keep this journey going with you. So this TJ Mufasa Game Lit, and I'm out.